If you're avoiding filming videos for your online classes because you're nervous or you're worried that they just won't be good enough, let's solve that problem together right now. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any more videos in the future all about online education. Hi, if this is our first time meeting, I'm Ashlee Espinosa. I have an MFA in musical theater and I've been helping educators just like you all over the world transition to online teaching. And I'm so excited to help you end your frustration with talking to a camera and creating video content for your students, because it is the most powerful way for you to teach in the online world. Let's start off with why video content is so important in online education. It is the true way for you to bridge that gap between our normal face-to-face classes and the online world. Whether it's synchronous, asynchronous, kind of a mixture of both, or even hybrid, the best way for you to communicate, for you to connect with your students, is to have video content. And I'm not just talking about video content where you screen record and you do audio, which is still fabulous, but for them to actually see your face. It gives them a way to know who they're talking to, put a face with a name, a face with the voice that they hear, and really does bridge that gap between what we do normally face-to-face compared to an online education. And I know that this can be something that's really nerve-wracking. I know and I understand that it's more than just the technology. It's the fact that you're sitting there in front of a camera lens and those nerves just start to happen, right? And it doesn't matter if no one else is around in the whole space, like right now, there's no one else around in my space. But just the idea that someone is recording, that you see that record button clicking away, that someone is going to eventually watch that, and that it's happening in the moment, that can create a lot of anxiety. So let's find some ways to solve that so you can really focus on connecting with your students in the online educational world, okay? Great, let's do it. To get started with this, I don't want you to just jump right into a 30 or 40 minute lecture. I do those, all of my lectures I record for my students. Sometimes they're 30 minutes, sometimes they're 40, sometimes they're 10, but I've been doing this for a really long time, so I'm more comfortable with it. And you will too, eventually. It just takes a little bit of time. So let's crawl before we walk, shall we? All right, the first thing I want you to do is pick one video element that you can create quickly, easily for your classes. And I would say to do this every single week. So instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I need to do a 30, 40 minute lecture, if you can avoid that, let's start with something a little bit smaller and work our way up to it. So for example, maybe it's a weekly wrap-up that's 5 minutes or less. I do these with my online classes every single week. About Friday, I'll send them a wrap-up video. Sometimes it's just me talking. Sometimes it's a picture-in-picture where I'm talking about the next assignment, and I'll show them my screen so they can see it as well as see my face. But whatever it is, your face needs to be in it. So pick one thing, 5 minute little wrap-up. It could be a 5 minute, here's what we're working on this week, or a 5 minute tutorial about how to navigate your online class. Maybe it's even a 5 or even maybe 10 minute if you feel like you want to go there. Little tutorial about this week's assignment, giving them more information. Maybe it's an FAQ. A lot of students have been asking me these questions lately, so I'm just going to answer them all at one time. Pick one thing that you're going to do and do this every single week for the rest of the course that you're working on right now. Maybe it's a 6-week course, an 8-week course, a 16-week course, a quarter, a semester, whatever it is. Let's focus on one video that you're going to upload every single week. 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, but let's shoot around the 5 minute video. That's your first thing. So pick your topic, tell me what it's going to be. Let me know down in the comments below what you've chosen for your weekly video that you're going to work on. We want to be consistent and we want to be concise in these videos. And this is why I say don't jump to the 30 or 40 minute one. Let's pick something short and concise. So we want to think about, first off, I want you to write down right now what day you're going to film this video. Is it going to be every Friday when you finish your work? Is it going to be every Monday morning when you first get into your office? Or if you're working from home, is it the first thing you're going to do, Monday morning? Pick a day, put it in your calendar where you're going to set yourself, even if it's just maybe 15 minutes of time, to write out what you're going to say. And we're going to talk about that here in a second, a script, but 15 minutes of your time where you're going to sit down, organize your thoughts, and record it and have time just to focus on this little video. And then the next thing I want you to do is figure out when you're going to post or upload or send this to your students, whether it's via email, in your LMS, like I use Canvas, or if you're teaching on your own, maybe it's even in Kajabi or whatever platform that you use, if it's a one-to-one, whatever it is. Figure out what day you're going to send it to them. So we're going to be consistent. Film it on this day every week, send it, upload it, make it public to them every day this week. I like to pick times as well. So if you can kind of navigate that, set down the date and the time. Do that right now. The next thing we want to do is create your script. Now, I'm not saying this shouldn't take you very long. This should be something you do in that 15 minutes of window. So sit down and we're going to create a script, that template that we're going to use every single time that you do this. You could do this in a Word doc, in a Google Doc. You could do it just on notebook, pen and paper, whatever the easiest and quickest for you. Remember, we're saving time here, so it's not overwhelming to us. So sit down and write out 3 to 4 points, no more, of what you want to cover in this little 5 to 10 minute video, whether a tutorial or a welcome or a wrap up or a greeting, whatever it is. We're going to sit down and write 3 to 4 points, no more. Okay. Maybe it could even be just one, maybe 3 to 4 points max. We're going to keep it concise. So sit down, write out 3 to 4 points, just a phrase, not a long sentence, of the exact topic that you're going to touch upon in that video. So for example, when I do my weekly wrap-up video at the end of every single week for my online students, I first off do a recap of what we did that week. I do a what's coming ahead in the next week to expect. And then the third point is I answer any questions that I've gotten that week. So any really quick questions. So a recap, a what's coming next, and then FAQs. Simple, short, concise. So just write out your bullet points. After you write out those bullet points, I want you to, whatever camera it is, maybe it's just the camera on your laptop, pick the easiest way that you're going to record this. And I want you don't hit record just yet. Sit in front of the camera, have your notes next to you. Like for example, right now I have my notes underneath me in this very moment of what I want to talk about to keep me on track. Okay. And I don't want you to like write out a big script. Okay. We don't want it fully scripted. In your mind, you're going to know exactly what you did last week. You're going to know exactly what's coming up next. Under those bullet points, if you want to just make a couple of little notes for yourself, totally cool, do that as well. So what I would then say to do is sit in front of your camera and then just go through these really quickly. Do a little test run, a little practice run. So I would start off and I would just say, so for example, here's what I would do. I would sit in front of my camera and I would say, hey everyone, Professor Espinosa here. Hope you had a really great week. It was fantastic talking with you about musical theater in the 1940s. So just a quick recap. Last week we worked on Dink 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 and I would describe that for just 30 seconds. And then I would say, now looking forward, next week we're going to have this do, that do, that do, and we're going to talk about this thing. Again, really quick and easy. And then I would do my third point, which is the FAQs. A couple of you have asked about this, and this, so just quickly let me answer those really concisely for you. Yes, it's due at 11:59 p.m. If you need any help with me, sure, yeah, hit that calendar button and you can schedule an appointment with me. And yes, of course, you have to make sure that you write full sentences in your essay papers. I just made that up. Whatever it is, whatever questions they've been asking you. And then I would say, have a wonderful week and I will see you soon. Looking forward to seeing you in class on the Zoom on Tuesday. And that's it. So I would just really quickly practice that and record that. Now, after you've done that, again, make sure that you're not going over 5 minutes. If you want to set yourself a timer, cool. Okay. Now, then the next thing you're going to do is actually record it. Okay. So you've written your quick bullet points. You've done one really quick test. We should be at about maybe 10 minutes here. And then now we have 5 minutes left to just hit record. So you're going to hit record on your screen, whether it's just you or it's a screen pick and pick. You're just going to hit record. Take a breath. I know it sounds silly, but like if you just take a couple of breaths, you have your notes, you look at the camera, give a little smile if you can. Hey everyone, Professor Espinosa here, and then just begin. Okay, easy as that. Take 3 breaths and just go into your script. Again, remember, we're not fully scripting this because we want it to feel natural and in the moment. And if you need to take a second and you do the first bullet point and then you want to take a second and look down, yeah, the next thing I wanted to talk about was moving forward. Totally okay for you to take a second and look down at your notes, right? This is natural. This is in the moment. They understand that it's not perfect and you're not having a big production value around this. It's more important to be casual, to be short, be concise and clear, rather than it being something super, super long. I know there are going to be moments where you literally think you need to tell them more. You don't. We can't tell them everything. We want to give them quick, concise videos. And don't forget, when you're filming, make sure you're looking directly in the camera lens like I'm doing right now. Even if you're looking at your laptop or your phone or a program, don't look at yourself. Like if you're recording using Zoom or whatnot, don't look at yourself. Look into the actual camera lens. So your students feel like you're looking right at them when they're watching the screen. Look directly into the camera lens, just like I'm doing with you right now. If you need some extra help with what programs you should use, check out this video next on free programs that you can use to record your video content. It's the ones that I use. My favorite one is in there as well. If this video was helpful for you, please click the like button. I sure appreciate you. And if you need any more lecture tips for online synchronous teaching, you can find that entire playlist series that I've created for you down in the description box below. Happy teaching. Wishing you the best in your video. Let me know how it goes. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.